Hey, welcome ladies and gentlemen to another tutorial where we create a template. This time we're creating an e-commerce template. You can find the link to the template in the description, and of course when you click on that you can edit the template from there if you wish, or if you want we can move along together and actually create this in our app, which is Quickcode UI. So you can also find the link in the description to Quickcode UI so that you can follow along with what I'm doing here. All right, so let's take a look at this template. If I refresh my page, this is how it looks like, but it's got a bit of animation here. So you see how these are coming in like so, and more animation here with these items. And then here we have a featured products section where you have a slider here, and then there's a footer here. Also, this thing is responsive. As you can see, if I go to responsive view design, you will see that it goes into mobile mode here at some point like that, and this is what it looks like. Let me actually refresh this so the animations can also show as well. There we go. There we go. Alrighty then, and this still works. So everything on this is editable, as you can imagine, so awesome. So the first thing we have to do is create the header. So I'm going to start by clicking the add button here, and let's go to navbar and let's look at what's available. So there's this logo header one. That's what I want to use here. So you can always click on the logo here and double click if you want to change it. There's a folder here for logos, so you could change it to some other logo that you would like. I'm just going to leave that as it is. Also, I want a very specific set of colors, so I'm going to copy these colors that I've written down here. Just make sure you separate them with a space and you put your hex color codes there. That way when I click on the color picker here, I have those colors ready for me. So I'll go to CSS color palette and I'll add one more color palette here. Let me remove these that I'm not using anymore. Okay. All right, so let me add one more. I'm gonna call this one ecom or something, because this is an e-commerce website. So I'm going to save that. That way when I click, I see those three colors. So really this one is the real color, the other is black and white. Probably should have added a gray there or something. All right guys, so with that, let me click in the canvas itself again to make sure it's what I'm putting next is coming in here. I'll click add again in the navbar section. I want to add this one, light drop down too. Right, so there we go. We have the things we need. Now there's home, and I want one that says shop, so I'm gonna double click on this to change it to shop. And then here there's contact us and there's about us. So this is all good. Here maybe there could be categories, right? I'm gonna double click here, say categories like so. Now I want to move this before this guy. So if I select, there's this up and down key, but I have to select the parent, because if I hover on this, I see there's a parent. It's contained inside something else. So I'll select that and press up. That way it comes next to there. All right, so with this in mind, now we can add a hero section down here. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. Now let's save this, because eCommerce 01. Let's save that. Okay. So let's add a hero section here, something we can use to put images and a slider here. So let's add a slider. So I'm going to click here, click add, and I'm going to go to sliders. Where is sliders? There we go. So there's plenty of sliders here. but this time I want to use this one, slider 2. So select that, and this is what you get here. Now this is for products, of course. So this slider moves, things change with the caption here, as you can see. And you can see this thing here shifting as the pictures change. And then there's left and right keys here. Now the moment you select one of these, then it permanently stays there. It stops the animation. So that's caption 1 there. Let's try writing something like 50% off, something like that. Now you can click on the image to actually change it. Now you must make sure that the selected type here says IMG. That's how you know you've selected an image. So we're going to double click on that, and let's go to, let's see what would be products maybe. Where is products? So here we could add some products so that we don't have. Now some of these images are quite small, so you have to, they're meant to be thumbnails, for example. So you have to test out and see what products look good where. That's pretty good actually, but let's try something more producty. Now I'll select this div in here, and I want to look for the color. I'm looking for the background color like that. So it doesn't look like this is the item with that color because I can't see it here. So in that case, you can go to edit and click select parent. You keep selecting the parent until you find the color you're looking for, and I found it here. It's reflecting, which means that's the item with that color. So I want to change it to a little bit of a gray instead. So let me move around like so. Let me select black to start with, and then go to a very white-ish. So this one is F2, and then I'll change my color to black. Okay, so apparently that's not what has the color. So select the container that has these items. Probably that's the thing with the color settings. So I'll do that. Yeah, something like so. So 2B there is the color for the text. So now I can move to other places like this, and you can go ahead and click on the next one and then change your image there as well. Let's add a different product, shall we? Maybe not big enough. Let's try, I think that's okay. Let's go to the next one. And let's click on that. So you can keep adding products here. Let's make sure we have this stuff. Is this big enough? Okay, it is. All right, I think I can leave the rest that are here. Now, if you don't want this properties panel getting in the way, you can just click and drag it to somewhere where it will be permanent. So if I click now on the canvas, I can go ahead and preview this. I'll go to preview page, and then it will open the page in a different tab like this. So now I have this here going on, and I have my hero section doing its thing here. So this is all good. Now let's go down here and add a few pieces of information, maybe category. So I'm going to select the canvas again, click add, and go to empty div, maybe a section. So add a section here. All right, so select that, and I want to change the color to white. But before I do that, let me add a few things in here. So I'm just going to click add. I'm going to go to cards here, and I'm looking for card, this one, text, title text 1. This one is a title text with an icon. So I'm going to select that one. So there it is. And with this, I'll select the actual container and clone it. So clone, and then select this thing, the section I added, and go to display and use flex so that they go like this in this direction. And I want to remove the height that is set. There's a minimum height here of 400 pixels. I'll just remove that by clicking the X on the side. And then I will go back to now BG color and move it to that F2, nice F2. Let me just type it in there. Actually, I should have put it as part of the colors here. So you can always redo that. You can go to color palette and just add in one. So now with this selected again, if we go back to display, where we have put flex, I can now justify in the center. That's what I wanted. So we have free shipping, we have free return. Okay, and then here we have customer support. That's the text I'm typing here. So customer support. Now let's click on these icons and change them. So I'm going to scroll down while the icon is selected to this section which has icon down here, and I'm looking for a help icon, so I'll put that help icon there. And over here, free returns, I'm looking for a rounded arrow because that's what return means, I guess. All right, so there we go. Now let's go ahead and preview this page. All right, and there it is. So we have that, we have this, it goes down here, and there we have those. So now down here I want to show some featured content. Right here we have all this, that's nice, but let's show some featured content down here. So again, I'll select in the canvas, in the empty area where there are these dots, and then click add. And what I want to add is a slider here, another image slider, but this one not really an image slider. You can add any content in it as you wish. So I'll go back to sliders. There's this one, featured one. So I'm going to select that, and featured products, it comes with that. Now you can change the fonts and font types and stuff if you want, so that's up to you, but I'll leave that in here. And it comes with a product already in there. But what I'll do is now, if from here I click this, it will take me to the second item and third and then fourth item, like that. Okay, now in here you can add even more content. You can add some text here or some more products as well. So what I'm just going to do is select this and duplicate it a few times. So I'm just going to go to edit and then hit the clone button like that, so that there are two of these, maybe three. I'm going to say clone again. Okay, then let's go to the next page. Right, and do exactly the same thing. We're going to clone this a few times so that there are three on every page. So that's number 4 here, which is the last one. So I'm going to clone that a few times. All right, so let's go this side. Yes, there's number 1 as well that I didn't see. Edit, clone, clone. So what I'll do is change these images. So I'm going to go to products here. Yeah, we are already in products. So I'm going to select all kinds of products here. Let me put a more attractive image for the first one here. Let's try that watch. Let's put that. Let's put that. So this is just a random selection of items, and let's go with these headphones. I'll leave that image there, that shirt. Let's put another one here. So we can put several of these. Let's see what we've got here. First page. I don't know really what I'm looking for here. Anything will do. Maybe, yeah, that's a very weak image. So let me try something else. Maybe a cap. We have number 4 here, and maybe we have our earpods there, and our headphones there, and maybe this shoe there. All right, so let me go back to number 1. And then finally, since we are here now, finally I can go to the canvas here again. I'll click add, and this time I'm adding a footer. So inside footers, there's this light footer 1. I'm going to click on that, and I will select the container, the main container of this. I just want to remove the box shadow, because I can see there's a box shadow, and if I look at the styles here, I can see there's box shadow. Now I could just delete it from here as well. Just select that and put a backspace, or you could go and box shadow and click the X there to do exactly the same thing. All right, so let's save this before we lose this data. All right, come on. Great. So now let's go File, Preview Page. Okay, so this is our page. I'm not loving this image here, so I'm just going to try and change a few things. Okay, so things are looking great. What we need now is to match colors, because the colors are not really matching, and put proper text on these, and maybe change these images a little bit. So what I would do is go back, and let me start with the first image. I'll click here to go to the first image and double click on that. Let's look for a nicer product. Maybe we go with fashion, so that we add actual people here. So on this one, maybe I will add maybe, what do I add? Some other image. And no, that isn't working either. Now, by the way, if you add an image like this and it's not showing on the right spot like this, you can go to properties here, where there's image selections, right after the image here, there's object position, and you can actually adjust the object position in the X and Y like so. But let me select better images to start with. So maybe let's try, we have cars. We do have cars, do we? Okay, not there yet. Let's try photography. No. I think maybe shopping. Yeah, that makes sense. So let's try shopping here. Let me see what pictures would do here. Now, choosing pictures is like one of the parts of web design that really takes some time. You waste a lot of time choosing the right photo, whatever you think will look good. I like this one, so let me change the object position here. You could use percentages as well, so that could be something you may want to use. So this one looks pretty good. Let me go to the next one. Let me try and change this as well into a shopping photo. So, oh, now because these guys are sharing the same class, if I shift this one, it will shift the one on the beginning as well. Now, if you want different styles for this particular item, you could just add another class here and then change things on that particular class. So right now, if I go back to number 1, you see that that is adjusted as well. So let's go back here. Yep, oh, this is looking good. But let me change this as well. Let me try something more shopping-like. Not too good in terms of the quality. So let me look for another image. Somebody holding bags, maybe sell. Let's see. Yeah. Maybe that would work. Yeah. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's hit save on that, shall we? Come on. Okay, so far so good. Let's do another preview before we exit this one. Alrighty then, things are looking pretty good, right? But now here on this one, for example, you see what this can do, right? This is pretty cool, right? Pretty cool. All right, so we should type the correct information where we need to, and let's add one more section actually, maybe categories. Before we put featured products, let's put categories up here. That would be good. So let me go back here. All right, so right in the middle here. Now we can't put right in the middle, so go select the canvas, click on the canvas here. Let's add a section. So I'm going to go to empty and add a section, right? So this is the section here. I'll click to select it and I'll move up to move it up. Move up one more time. Now it's right next to this part that I want, so that's good. I'll select it and add. Go to cards. There's this collections card which I'll add here, and there it is. Very good. So while that is still selected, I'll go to properties. Let me look at the height. There's a minimum height of 400 pixels. I think that's fine. And let me use display flex here on this thing so I can center this item and then justify center like so. Now I'll click on this thing to select. Now obviously this is not the container that contains the whole thing. So what I would do is I'm going to go to edit. I can go select parent until such a point where it selects the section itself. Then I know that was the last item selected. Then I'll say select first child. Or another way to find the container, you select an item and go edit and say select handle. If it does have a handle image, like handle object like this one, you see the text is in yellow here, and then it will select something. Otherwise it will give you a message that it couldn't find it. So I'm going to go to edit and clone this twice so that there's two items here. Okay, so these are collection categories. So I'll select this main thing. I want to remove, change that background color to white. Okay, so that's great. And let me edit this, double click, put men, women, let's put children here. Then of course I want to change the images so that it matches what we're talking about. So select this and I'll go edit, select handle again. I'm trying to find the image because if I select here and go to properties, you see that this is a div. It's not an image, but I know there's an image in there. So what I would do is edit, select handle. That way I know this is the entire container. The image is somewhere in there. So what I can do is look up the tree. So I'll click on the tree and this shows me the tree. So there's a section here, and when I hover on it, you can see behind here it's showing. And then there's a div, and inside the div there's another div and an image. So that's what I'm looking for. So I'll select that image. So now you can see it's selected there. Then I can go down to where I have image stuff here and click to look for a man. So here, let me go to fashion and let me look for a male figure here. So maybe this one. I'll click again. Let me look for another one. Maybe that one. Okay. Then let's go here and look at children. So I'll select that again, say edit. Now I don't have to use select handle. I can just, this is what I've selected, and I can select its parent. Then there's an image in there. Click that. Click there to change the image. Oh, this is supposed to be a child, right? Do I have kids in here at all? Probably not. So no. So images will change over time. So keep that in mind. When you are doing this, you may find kids here at some point, images of kids. Definitely there's going to be many more images over time. So when you're doing the actual tutorial, just check to confirm that you have those images, but I can't seem to find any. I remember seeing a few, but I don't remember really where. Let's see, custom. Okay, that's where. So obviously on custom, you can actually add your own images here, but you have to be logged in for you to see that custom part. Okay, so I think the kids were in education. Yeah, maybe let me select this one here. All right, cool. That should do it. Let me go ahead and save this. Come on. Because I'm doing screen recording, so everything is a bit slower. Right, now what I want to do is animate these guys here, these three. So I'm going to select this first one here. I want it to move from the bottom to the top here. So go to animation tab and say fade. I think I'll do a fade rotate from the bottom, and it'll look something like that, which is cool. And the default duration is it 1 second? No, it's 2 seconds actually. So I'll select this other one here and put a duration of 3 seconds, do the same thing. Now you could put different animation for this one, but I'll stick to the fade rotate from the bottom. And again, select the main item there, do the same animation, and then select 4 seconds. All right, now you tell it to animate when in view. That's important. I forgot that, so I'll reselect these other guys and say when in view, because otherwise it will animate before the page is scrolled and the user won't actually see that animation. So you can animate everything in here in exactly the same way. So I'm going to save this. All right, well, let's save that. Cool. And this, I want this to be slightly bigger so that we don't see those three immediately on the page. So I'm going to make that slider a little bit bigger, but there it is. There you see the animation. That's pretty cool. All right, let's add a few on these as well, because why not? So I'll get back here. First of all, let me select I want to select this thing here. I'll select this and say edit select handle. So that makes sure it selects everything, I guess. I can try select parent. Yeah. Okay, it's still selecting. So I think select parent is better until you reach the end. So there is the end. Let me go to properties. I want to see which one of these has the height. So I'll put 500 instead here. Maybe 450. All right, so instead of 400, maybe 450. Then let me select this, edit select handle again, because I want to add an animation here as well. So let's go to animation from bottom. When in view. All right, same thing here, edit select handle, animate that from the bottom. Let's put 3 seconds when in view. Select this one as well, edit select handle, animate from bottom when in view, and 4 seconds like that. All right, guys. Let me save that. Okay, yep. Let's now do a preview. Come on, come on, come on, come on. There we go. Okay, so there we go. This is our home page, and it has a slider that's doing its thing there. Now I can go like this, and you see that animation, same thing as this. All right, and then here you can scroll around with products, and then your footer down here. So that creates our home page, and let's see how responsive this is. So I'm going to go to responsive view. So starting with the header here, we'll see that the header is working as intended. There it is. Okay, so you have your menu there. That's cool. So let me go down here. Let's see how responsive this is here. So this part isn't very responsive. As you can see, this is squeezing to proportional levels, but down here this is fine. The slider works as it should, which is pretty cool. And then the footer is responsive, highly for that matter. That's good. Okay, so this part here isn't responsive because this is not cool, but the slider is responsive as well. As you can see how it's gone. Even the header is responsive, as you can see there. All right, so let's make sure that this part is responsive and call it a day. So the way to make things responsive, like here, because this is display flex, right? So what I'm going to do is go to the display again where it says flex, and here it says flex wrap. I have to select wrap, but because it's already selected, it won't update. So I'll just select any other random thing and then get back to wrap. So I'm telling this that if it goes too small, it should wrap around, which means things can go to the next line. So if I click on the very last here, let's see what happens. And that actually works. As you can see, it's wrapping the content around. So that's good. Now, don't be tempted to put styles on this view. Get back to the desktop view before you add any styles. So let's do the same thing here. Let me select this main thing and let's do flex wrap, no wrap, and then wrap. Let's go back and yeah. And as you can see now, it's actually wrapping around pretty well. So there we go. There we go. And finally there. Right, so just like that, it has become responsive. So let me save this. All right. Let me save that. Okay. So there's a logo brand here and another logo brand here. So I don't know what you would make of this, but maybe let's remove one of these. So I'm going to delete this logo here. What's there? There's this, there's that. Okay, so there's a container here, this one. I want to try and oh, this container, let me go to the tree. So in the container we have, that's the nav, and there are a lot of hidden stuff here. But where is the image? Let's go header. Okay. Nav. I can't find the image. There's a label here. Where is the image found? Inside the label. Oh, okay. That was unexpected. So label. That's where the image is. Interesting. Okay. So there's this. Let me actually just close the properties panel for a second. That way we can see. So there is a label in here. And then UI, UL, and label. Okay. Okay, so these guys, the label, I think they're hidden because they are doing the responsive thing there. So in any case, I can delete this logo since we already have a logo up here. Or what we could do is leave this one and delete that one. So maybe let's do that. Let me delete this one. All right. And let me leave that logo as the main logo. So you can change that by double clicking. And yep, that is good. Now I want to, let's see, is everything working well? Yes, everything seems to be well. So let me save this. All right, so one thing you notice is as we go smaller like this, this changes into the responsive type navigation, but we lose the, it's actually over here where things change. We actually lose this whole bar at the top here. So I'm just going to select this bar here. I want to see where it ends up. So I'm going to click on that to see where it is, and it's still up there. So what I want to do is, when this happens, I want to move this down. So I'm just going to add a margin to it. So I'm going to go to properties right on this responsive view laptop. I'm going to add a margin. So let me go to margin, and I want to add margin top. So I'm just going to click. Let's put 100, and as you can see now, it's more visible. But let's go up here until it barely just covers that area there, like so. Okay, that way we still have this and have that as well. And then I'll select this image over here. I don't know if it's the width that is different now. So let me go ahead with the width here. There's 100 pixels. Maybe we should increase that a little bit. Why is the width different? Oh, so here there's width 160, and then on this view it goes to 100. So maybe if I just remove this, it will go back to its normal state. Okay, that's fine. So on that view, let's go down to the mobile view and see. Okay, that's still fine. So, all right. So things are looking good. So let's go and see this responsive view properly. I'm going to go ahead and preview, and that way we see what's going on. Right. So with that, let's go ahead and do responsive design view. And I just want to see where it snaps into the mobile version, and there it is. And then we still have this information down here, which is super cool. And if we go down, we get these and those as well. And we get a nice slider here before we go to the footer. So with that, that is good. Now let's deal with the colors. So I'm just going to change all the colors to match this. So let me start with, these colors are already the color that I want. So property, this is the color actually. So all these guys are, oops, these guys are already good. So I'm just going to copy that color because I can just paste it then. So let me go to everywhere where this one actually, let's double click. Oh, we can't double click here. Okay, in your version you'll be able to double click there. I'll change that so that you can edit what's in here. Just double click on those and edit. Here there's a mistake that I made, but in your version you'll be able to edit stuff there, so no worries. And then let me select this one here, the background color. I just want to paste here. Now I copied even the property name, so I should have just copied the color itself. Let me just copy that color so I can paste it in the color thingy. So there it is. We have that color there. That's cool. And this color here. Now these guys are cloned, so if I just edit one, that will change everyone's color. So if I paste, as you can see, it has done that. I'll select this one as well and paste like so. Okay, cool. So that color has changed as well. Too much. And then we have the header color. So if I select, this is for when something is selected, and as you can see, it's the nav active class. So here I'm going to paste, and that will give us that new color. But when I hover on these, this is a very different color. So I'll select one of these, go to sudo and click on hover. That will show me the hover color, and then I will paste to change it. Just don't forget to put it back on none here. Right, so now even when we hover, we have the same color. On the drop down, it's a little bit more tricky, but if I select the drop down here, oh, actually just select one of the items on the drop down here. Once I move away, it moves away. So there's a color there, but as you can see, there's no hover color. So what I would do is, since I've selected this, it's still selected even though I can't see it, I can go ahead and say select parent until I find the thing that has hover items here. So I'm going to select this one. This one is the one that when you hover on this thing, it affects the child element. So this is a combined class. As soon as I click, I see the color. I'll replace that and put it back on none. I'm sure on hover here, there's another color that needs changing. We'll paste that and put it back. So now when you hover, it's the correct color. So I'm going to save this again one more time. All right. Great. So let's go ahead and preview this just to be sure. There we go. Right, so this is how it looks, and I can click to go through all these images like so. So hero image, drop down here, nice, and the colors are the same. There's a search bar here where I can type stuff, and a logo here, and our content comes in like so. All right, guys. Pretty good. Let me change the animation for these so that it's not too obvious. So I'm going to go edit, select handle, properties, and I'll go where it says animation. Where is animation? Instead of from bottom, it should come from the left side like so. Great. This one should come from the right. So again, edit, select handle. This one should come from the right hand side like so. Cool. That'll be much better. Now let's save. This is the final thing. Pretty cool. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Saving. Good. So now when you are done, you can go ahead and click File and Download like so. All right. So when I say OK, it's going to begin the download process, and there it is. So let's go ahead and open that zipped folder that it gives you, and let's extract to that same folder. And once I do that, I'll open, and the index page will be like this. So this is the final thing here with our slider. Awesomeness. Alrighty then, guys. So I hope you have learned something here, and of course you can find this template in the link in the description, and I will see you in another tutorial.